This is Michael Orl of mobileburn.com, and today I have with me the LG VX9200, the enV3 for Verizon Wireless. You can see that the enV3 is like the prior enVs, is a communicator style device with a full QWERTY keyboard and an internal display. Let's take a look at the outside of it first though. Very conventional looking, small external display but quite bright. Very large keys, not unlike those on the enV2 really in terms of the overall look of the device. On the left-hand edge here we have a camera shutter button for the 3 megapixel fixed focus camera on the back. Volume controls up and down. You can see the two hinge points right here. On the right-hand edge we have a 2.5 millimeter headphone port. Unfortunately this device lacks the 3.5 millimeter standard port that the enV Touch has. It does have the same kind of basic micro SD card slot support though. No micro SD card included in the kit though. Nice external D-pad. Everything works pretty well. Unlock it by pressing the OK button in the center of the D-pad. Simple looking main menu. It works with the very small external display. Open it up. We'll take a look at what it's got inside. You can see there's a nice 4-row QWERTY keyboard, but instead of it being 4 rows dedicated to letters, it's 3 rows dedicated to letters, so you have that space bar in between the letters. Kind of mixes things up a little bit, but it is convenient to have the number keys up top for dialing. Very standard D-pad with a center select button, call, send, and end buttons, dedicated clear and speakerphone buttons. These blue keys are used in gaming. I find them very distracting. If you're a big-time gamer, it'll probably make them a heck of a lot easier to see though. Button here for going directly to creating a new text message. This button up here pulls up the favorite contacts, and I'll show you how that works right here. I'm going to add a contact. You can also add groups. I'm going to pick a few. We're going to add these. Now you can see we have quick access to it. Now if you also have watched the enV Touch videos we've done, you can notice that the display on this device is much smaller. This is a QVGA resolution, 320 by 240 pixel display, 2.6 inches across. So compared to the 3-inch 800 by 480 pixel displays, dual displays on the enV Touch, this is a little bit lacking, but the display is quite crisp. It's definitely bright enough. I have it on a minimum brightness level right now. But anyway, we've got the contacts here. You can see we can go to one of the contacts and we can view the record if you like. Go back, you can click on it to see all the messages from that person or to send them a new one. Animated home screens, as you can see. We'll pull up the main menu. Traditional grid of icons look. One of the cool things with this device, if we go into the settings, you can do an awful lot to the main menu. You can change the format, grid, tabs, or list. You can replace menu items, which very few devices allow you to do this kind of thing. Or you can move them around too. So it's really quite nice. There's a fair bit of functionality available from the external display. You can see we have the contacts here. I can search on first name, so I can hit M and automatically go to Michael Orl and Mr. Hand. You can't search on last name though, so if I put in O, it doesn't go to Orl. You can send messages. We'll do that now. New text message, and you can send text messages from the outside. You don't have to go into the full QWERTY mode. Change the entry mode to T9 just so we can make it a little easier. Nice feel on the keyboard, not a problem at all really. At any time you're choosing, you can always open up and get to the full QWERTY keyboard access. And just send off the message by hitting the center button on the D-pad. The LG enV3 supports Verizon's VZ Navigator navigation software, and like the enV Touch, it claims to allow voice input for addresses and things like that. Unlike the enV Touch though, we have not gotten this to work at all. Supposedly what you do is you hold down the send button and it will start recording, and you can say an address. 123 North Main Street. Unfortunately, you can tell by the fact that it's still blue and not green, it never actually picks up anything. And we've tried this many, many times and have yet to get it to work. Of course, you can always just type something in and it'll work fine. In addition to basic navigation, you can search your location for various things, like we'll do Dairy Queen. And then it'll list out all the Dairy Queens within the area, hopefully. And there they are. In general, VZ Navigator is a particularly good navigation system for phones. Unfortunately, the voice system, which worked really well on the enV Touch, just doesn't seem to be working on the enV3. We assume that must be a temporary problem and that a firmware update or something will fix that. As you can see from the on-screen message, the enV3 has mobile IM support. I'm in the AIM client right now. One thing you need to know, though, is that the instant messaging client makes use of text messaging allotment, so every message sent or received counts as a text message. But overall, the client's quite nice. It's easy to use. And the keyboard itself is also pretty good, with the exception of that, distracting look over here.